Good morning or afternoon or wherever you're coming from. So today is a filming day. So I've currently got halfway through the calendar, which of course it's nearly halfway through the year. And currently this month, I'm halfway through all the videos that I need. So I'm looking to get 2 Blender videos out per day, 15 shots, maybe more than 15 shots. And then I have to try and get a live stream out as well, which currently it's happening. I'm doing it, but because I'm doing something else in my life right now, there's not a lot of time to do anything else. So yeah, I thought I would take you behind the scenes and show you how I set up all my stuff and basically what happens with my YouTube channel, at least my main one. So yeah, let's get into this. So before I go on camera, I generally clean my face. This stuff is really good for my skin. I do have like some reactions to some products, so this has worked really well for me. I have my beauty mirror here, but like it's filthy. You can see it. I'm gonna have to clean that. So I do a lot of makeup in this, and I kind of just get like crap all over it. So do apologize for the mess. Yeah, so these are what I put on before I put on any makeup, because I do have reactions to some of the stuff that I have. I also have anti-wrinkle cream, hydration cream and stuff like that. And the reason why I have the anti-wrinkle, it just works best for my skin, I find. I don't know why, but it just does. So I can wear makeup, it's just that certain products do react to my skin. I think I found that out when I did face painting. There was a theme park up in the north. It's closed down now. It was a brilliant theme park. They used to do jousting there and all sorts. I think it was Camelot. I think that was the name of it. Absolute brilliant place. Yeah, unfortunately I can't go back there because it's closed down now. It closed down just after I left high school or secondary school, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I had a reaction to the face paint, and it wasn't like a huge reaction, but at the same time it was like I felt really itchy because of it. So now I've been like really careful about what I'm buying, and sometimes I buy makeup and it just doesn't work out. So I'm like, right, okay, I'm not going to buy that brand again. But I do have brands where I can wear them 24/7, so it's cool. So it must be something within the makeup. But I don't know whether it's like an allergy or whether it's just an irritant. I don't know. So this is the webcam that I use. It's about a 10-year-old webcam, HD. I mean, it works for the 4K videos. My computer records in 4K, but then I have this in the corner, so it's kind of cool. So this is my green screen. It is quite literally like it's just held up at the back. It's just like a huge box. So we actually have a house at the moment, and I could paint the wall green, but the green screen actually comes from a flat where we didn't have a lot of room to move around. Like literally my computer was in the front room. I didn't have like a room to do YouTube in, so it was like just something that you can set up in the background. Yeah. Essentially, just to save space. But nowadays I am actually considering like painting one of these walls green, but my landlord did say don't paint the house black, because I looked at an Instagram thing, and it was like black ceilings, dark walls, and then like this kind of gothic kind of lamp kind of texture around the outside. Not lamp texture, but like gothic lamps with a texture around the outside. That's what I'm trying to say. And he was like, please don't paint my house black. Like, but it was good. He's like, yeah, but it's a pain in the backside to take back down again. Like, please don't paint my house black. So yeah, that's the thing as well. Home studios. This is actually a real board as well. That part right there, this is chalk from one of my short films that I did when I was younger. It kind of got stuck on there. I'm gonna have to clean that off. But yeah, this actually claps. It goes like this. So it's real kind of good. It's been set up there for a while actually. So at the moment I've not been able to replace some of my stuff because COVID was an absolute nightmare. I ended up losing my job after COVID because the company that I worked for closed down one of its branches. Like 400 people all lost their jobs, and ever since it's been minimum wage jobs, and I'm trying to find something a little bit better so that I can get some more money, or at least try and get my YouTube to the point where it's at the partnership so I can like afford some new stuff. But yeah, if you guys are a little bit squeamish, like look away. But like I want to show you my computer chair because I think that there's this misconception on YouTube that every single YouTuber is rich and that we have everything that we want and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's stuff that I can't replace at the moment. So yeah, I'll show you this. So this is my gaming chair, and you'll notice that there's a hoodie over the top of it, and that is primarily because of how wrecked it is. You see all this? I'm going to try and save up to get a new chair, because when I'm on camera, it's all like wrecked at the top here. Hold on. I don't want people to see this, so I cover it up with a hoodie. It's not exactly like, I need to brush that off, it's got a bit of crap on it. But yeah. So that's the side of the chair right there, and then that's the back of the chair. It's just horrendous, it's like peppered. And it's generally wear and tear, you know, I mean, it's like a 4-year-old chair. I mean, I have materials to try and fix it, but it's just, the damage is just too much. For what it is, the damage is too much. I mean, somebody else could take it off my hands and try and fix it up, but it's probably not going to happen. Yeah, I'll show you the materials that I do have, but yeah. See, I've even had to put like extra cushions on this chair, but this is leather. This is just like fox leather, so it's not real leather. So you can see that right there. It's fake. And I was going to use this to do it up, but I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. Maybe a cover, yes, but the chair itself is just like badly damaged, so no. I mean, there's one thing placing a cover over the top of it, but the piston underneath it doesn't even stand up properly. It's leaning. So yeah, everything's kind of just messed up. So this is going to be definitely a moment of grabbing a new one from somewhere that I can afford. Yeah, so this was kind of bought before 2021, so yeah, let's see how I do with that. Okay, so we have some lighting here, and I've got a piece of paper here because if I don't put this piece of paper here, I get blinded by this light because it needs to go to the green screen. So generally these lights are like super bright. You can see how the camera just had to adjust to it there. And then I can change the colours of what I would like. And there's only like one problem that I have with this, which is the cable's broken. I don't know if you can see this, but if I just go like this, there's like a break in the cable somewhere. You see how it's flicking? Yeah, I mean, like, it's great for me to have all the equipment and stuff and like the green screen. You know what I mean? And probably a lot of you are going to be going, but hang on a minute, you've got all this stuff, you've got more than most. And it's like, yeah, I do. Especially for people just starting out. But at the same time, it's like, I'm recording off a phone now that's like 6 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I've not bought a new phone recently because I just can't afford to. So yeah, my primary objective for this year, since one of my channels is just under 800 watch hours off the YouTube partnership, and my Facebook page for that channel is doing like really well, is to try and get the monetization or try and get something, because yeah, I just kind of want to get stuff out there, and I think like it's taken a while. So in the beginning I didn't get any watch time or anything like that, didn't get any views, and then in the end, right about now, it's starting to improve a little bit. So the watch hours are slowly going up, and the views are going up as well. It's like, what I can say is that some of the tutorials that I've made, they're in the wrong environment, because the same tutorials that I post to YouTube and then place on Facebook are actually getting more views. So it's like on YouTube they could get 30 views or something like that. On Facebook the exact same video is getting like 300 views. So it's like a completely different ball game, which is really good. But I do need to replace some of my equipment because my keyboard currently, and I don't really want to show it because it just looks like an absolute mess, and I'm using this to make Blender. I actually have stickers over the keys because the keys are that worn down, like I can't actually see what's supposed to be there. So I've like taken little sticky notes and like wrote the actual yeah, the alphabet on there essentially. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can get a good paid job and I can kind of maintain some of all this, or at least I could get the partnerships or something like that. I mean, like, I live and I grew up on a council estate, so there wasn't a lot of money going around when I was a kid, and there's still not a lot of money going around now, and I get it, like, I'm over the age of 30 and I should have all my problems sorted out, but the thing is, and the reality is, like, a lot of people don't. People get lucky. So, I would say that they get lucky, but, you know, is that really the correct term? So, yeah, I think it depends who you've got around you, and, like, it's not what you know, it's who you know. For the majority of it. Yeah. It's kind of crazy, the finance side of things. It's like, for my area, I really want to move out of my area. The finance things, many of the jobs in my area are all minimum wage. The only way that you can get a job that's a little bit higher paying is either you become a manager, which everybody wants to become managers, you know what I mean? They're kissing the feet of the managers that are already there so that they become a manager. Or you're looking for something else, you're looking at outside of the town that I live in, and I just want to move, like, I just want to go. Yeah, I mean, they're building a new industrial estate just around the corner from where I live, but back way when I was like 16, 19, that didn't exist. We have a local shopping centre, which is practically what we would call the ghost shopping centre. They rebuilt it, I think, 2 or 3 times during my lifetime. They had an underground market, absolutely brilliant, and then they demolished it, and then they built a new one, and then the new one didn't kick off the way that the old one did, so it was just units after units, just empty. So getting a job inside of there was an absolute nightmare because everyone wanted a job, you know what I mean? The only thing is, there was a big supermarket there, and I've tried applying for that job, jobs for that supermarket even, and I get to the final stages and then that's it. They don't contact me after that, so yeah, it's kind of an interesting place where I live. Oh, sugar, dropped my pen. I'll grab that in a minute. But yeah, I wish to try and get a better life, certainly. And I'm so glad that I started YouTube. A lot of people turn around to me and say, oh, you do YouTube, you know, and they kind of tease me about it. But at the end of the day, I think, like, I'm glad that I've done YouTube. I'm glad that I've published books, because sat here right now, if I said to myself, like, oh yeah, I had a dream of doing that and I never did, you know, I just, like, have the mundane job and stuff, and it's okay to work for someone else, but sometimes it's like you want more from life, you know what I mean? And it's not the kind of, like, how can I put this? It's not like I want that because I feel privileged or whatever like that. It's just because, like, I want that because I want a better life for me and my family, you know what I mean? So this is the primary reason why I do YouTube, to get my work out there so that hopefully I can get employed by someone in my field, because my field when I trained in college was it was arts, psychology, media, and then I did German and I did Russian. So it's like I've never been able to find a job in that, and I've applied for media companies in Media City, which is close to where I live, and I've had rejections. I literally, one of them, right, one of the major broadcasting companies, I won't mention who, but I was the last of 2 candidates for a job, and I didn't get the job because the other guy had some more experience over me. And I just kind of think, like, what happens if I did get that job, you know what I mean? Like, I could have, you know, I'm still here doing like YouTube and stuff like that, and filming and setting everything up, and it's just kind of like a one-man band. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. What it is. It is what it is. I would have liked to do a job like that, but I feel like no one's coming to save me. No one's going to do things for me. No one's going to give me a handout. I got to figure this out on my own, and I want to make more money than minimum wage. And a lot of people will turn around and say, oh, well, can you not like be status quo or whatever like that and just be happy with what you have? And I'm like, I'm happy with what I have. Don't get me wrong, like, I have more than I had when I was a kid. But I want to change my life for the positives and not the negatives. You know what I mean? There's like so many people around my area who smoke, they drink, they bet, and they never win. Like, they can get scratch cards and stuff like that, and they'll put like £10 on a scratch card or £20 on a scratch card. Say like, for example, we'll go with £20. They'll put £20 on a scratch card and they'll go, oh yeah, I won. Like, they won a £5 or whatever like that, and they'll go ahead and spend that £5 on grabbing booze or drinking or something like that. And I'm just kind of like, well, you could have put that £5 into advertising, or you could put that £5 into investing, or saved it up for a rainy day. Oh no, it's fine, like, you know. And a lot of them, you know, some people are on state benefits in my area, and I know at least 3 people who have disabilities, genuine disabilities. We're not just talking like random stuff. And they can't work, you know, because of those disabilities, and that's fine. But then there are other people who just don't want to work, and they don't want to put anything towards society, and they would rather just live off the land, so to speak. Well, not live off the land, because that would suggest that they've got an allotment or something like that, but generally, like, they just want to get high, they want to get drunk, you know, they don't care. And then I know some people who are job seekers who are like screaming out for work as well. They're sat there going like, oh yeah, I really need a job, you know, and they can't find work, and they've been unemployed. So one of the guys that I know ended up running his own business, but it was seasonal. It was for making, it was gardening. So he'd have a petrol-powered, what do you call them, lawnmowers. He'd have one of those, and he'd just go around and say, like, would you like your garden done for a tenner or whatever like that? And he'd make his money that way. Yeah. So that was a while ago, actually. I've not seen him for a while. But yeah, people are just trying to make alternatives. And he sounds like I'm being a bit whiny, but that's the reality of life where I live. You know, I try every single day to put my YouTube out there. I got blooming 2 videos going on my main channel at the minute, you know, and trying to change my life in a positive way. I mean, blooming out 6-year-old camera. I think the screen behind me, when did I get this? So I've been in this house for 2 to 3 years, something like that. That was bought at least a couple of years prior, so we're looking about 5 years, 7 years. Year old screen. So I'm working with old stuff, but it's good. It's good as long as it sits, it fits, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying my best, really trying my best. So I'm just going to set up my streaming software for my channel, and then I'm going to get my camera to work, because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Depends on the day. I've also been having some problems with, I think it's like my graphics card or my GPU. It keeps throwing up like random cubes and squares everywhere, so I don't know whether it's a heating issue or whether it's just like it's kind of reached an age where it's been used too much. Let's see. Okay, wonderful. So this in the backdrop right here, if I can just, I think I'm like mirrored. That's really weird. That way. You see that white strip that's probably flashing there? It's because I need to move the camera to there. So generally when I do these tutorials, I like to lean forward into them, so I have to be like directly in front of the cameras, at least as much as I can. But the wire is quite short for this camera, so it can only sit in certain places. Okay, so now I'm going to get my blender to work, and I think I'm only going to need one light today because it's pretty sunny outside, so I can get some natural light from the window. That's not a problem. And there I am, woohoo! Right there on the blender screen. It's amazing. I do like this software, it's Streamlabs, so it's basically free software unless you want to pay for a version. Yeah, it just gets you onto the screen. So now all I need to do is hit record, do whatever I'm doing, and yeah, jobs are good, and then I upload to YouTube. Yeah, as I said before, I think there's this huge misconception about YouTubers. I'm going to actually turn on this other light. It seems like super dark. But yeah, there's like this huge misconception with YouTubers that we are like rich or whatever like that. And I think that that mainly stems from people just like showing off what they have. And just generally being kind of pushy with things, you know. Yeah, I know there's one guy who owns like a load of horses, and he just trades horses on his YouTube channel, and that's kind of cool because, you know, that's what he does. But I think there's a lot of people who just like they over exaggerate, and it's like they're riding around in Ferraris or Porsches or whatever like that, and I just kind of have to question, why do we never see those cars in other videos? Because like clearly either you've just like rented the car for a day, you've financed it or whatever like that. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I've never been to that level of rich where I can afford a Porsche, so I would never know how Porsches work. But I can imagine that the insurance is pretty high. I have actually sat in the side seat of a Porsche. I've sat in the passenger seat of a Porsche even. Pretty fast cars, a lot of pull, a lot of horsepower. It was owned by my ex-boss. So yeah, I had to ride in a Porsche for like 5 minutes because he was taking me somewhere. So yeah, that's kind of interesting, but would I buy one? Nah. There's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of room. I will say, like, I'm not saying like it's a bad car, but it's an interesting car, but I think it's unique to the individual. I personally wouldn't, because for me, I want boot space, and I want to have space to basically transport things around. And I have a dog, and I have a partner, and I have family, so you know, maybe that kind of car is not for me. Yeah. Certainly the finance as well. Like, I can't imagine the road tax and various other things that you have to pay in the MOT. And here's the thing, like, I'm over the age of 30 and I can't drive. Like, I can drive, but like legally I can't own a car and then drive it because I don't have a full driving license. Like, I know how to do manual, I know how to do automatic as well. Automatic's weird because I started in a manual car, and they're pretty cool because you can control everything. Like, you've got the clutch, the brakes, and all that kind of stuff in the accelerator. And then of course you've got what the Americans would call stick shift, which is gears. It's kind of interesting. But I never managed to get a car because around the time that I was learning to drive was when I was in the job in 2021, and I get it, it's 2026, 5 years later. But the jobs that I've been in have just been like, the money's just been horrendous. Like, they can give minimum wage, but the hours were horrendous. Like, the second, I'm saying like a lot. The second job that I had was in another warehouse after losing my first job. And what they would do is they would let us go home early, about 3 or 4 hours like early, which added up in the end. Like, they just turn around to us and say, sorry, but we've got no work. You need to go home. And that would be that. The next job that I was in was like really far away. So if my bike broke down, it was taxis that were 15 to 20 quid just for one way. That was a problem. yeah, so I'm just hoping. I'm hoping that like my YouTube channel becomes something and I can find a good job in the meantime. So yeah, I thought I would tell you guys this story because it's just raw. It's more than any other YouTuber will tell you, because for some reason people like to fabricate what they do online. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about my gear and what I have. So I have light A and light B. I have 2 lights. I should in theory have 3. So the way to light a green screen is you need lights behind, and you can see that I have a shadow right here, and that you can see as well that the light is coming from this direction. If I just go ahead and flip this around real quick. This is the same green screen that I'm currently touching. This whole area right here, and you can't see it. It looks like I'm just touching Blender or something like that, but that's the screen right here. So, I don't know the actual prices of what I bought. I just know that I did buy them for cheap. By the way, my fingernail isn't dirty. I had an electric bike and it's got a runaway motor on it at the moment. So, yeah, I've had that bike for like 3 years. It kind of, as soon as I turned it on, the motor just went. So it just went all the way down my garden. I tried to catch it and I bent my nail back. It is set to 15 miles an hour, which is the legal standard here in the United Kingdom, or at least England. So yeah, equipment wise, I have a lot of second-hand equipment, which is bought from second-hand shops. There's a shop in the UK called CEX, and I buy a lot of my equipment from there, including chips or anything that I need for my PC. My microphones, I mean, like, a lot of the stuff that I bought, I've literally done overtime at work. I have stood there for hours with my feet aching, inside of restaurants. I used to work for a restaurant at one point, trying to put a smile on my face for customers whilst I was absolutely in pain because I was walking around a kitchen all day. Yeah, I got burns on my hands. I had to deal with equipment, and this was the worst one. I had to deal with equipment that didn't work properly. And also with this camera as well, if you guys have noticed, there's kind of like these lines going up and down the screen. I mean, 6-year-old phone. It doesn't quite pick stuff up the way that it used to. So, yeah, I'm just working with what I have. Keyboard as well. Keyboards are pretty cheap, depending on what you get. But I get the full-blown keyboard because obviously I work with Blender, so I need all the keys that are available to me rather than what I would call the sawn-off shotgun keyboard, so to speak. So I have the accountant's number pad at the side, and then I also have the arrow and directional buttons as well. So it's a full keyboard. As for cameras, you've seen my HD camera. That is 10 years old. It works when it wants to. Today it's decided to turn on most days it doesn't. The lighting, as you can see with one of my lights over on this side, wasn't working. The wire's kind of a little bit crooked in there, so yeah, I need some new lights. Budget wise, I would say for filming for Blender or anything like that, Blender's a free software. The Streamlabs is a free software. I also use Clipchamp from Microsoft, which is also a free software that does HD and 4K. And then there's another one, hang on a minute, I did have it on my screen. Where is it at? It's on my spacebar. Yeah, OpenShot. OpenShot's pretty good as well. That's also in open source software that's free. So yeah, it's a whole load of free software, second-hand gear, broken chair. That's it. That's the highlight of my day, because this chair doesn't sit straight. Instead of the chair sitting straight like this, it's kind of like crooked at the back. So this is why I'm not reupholstering it, and why I won't make a cover for it, because there's just no point. I'm probably, you know, I'm going to try and save up to get another one. Yeah, so literally I am minimum wage job trying to make this work. And I'm filming on my phone. You know, I don't even have a microphone plugged into this. This is just pure audio from the phone. So if the audio starts to go a little bit weird, that's generally because of the phone. You know, old equipment's not bad. You know, if you do get updated equipment and stuff, it can look better, but to be honest with you, when you're just starting out, you don't need all those big fancy cameras, you don't need all that big fancy studio kind of stuff. For me personally, I had to move out of a council flat, the council flat that I mentioned originally. It was in a really rough area, so myself and my partner just wanted to get out of there, so this is the reason why we have our house now. Which was the cheapest house that was available to rent in the area at the time. So we really like it here. We can afford it with the wage that we have, which is great. The reason why we moved out of the council flat, our neighbour used to walk around with an axe. The neighbour next door kidnapped somebody, and we only found out that happened because there was a woman leaning out of the window asking whether we could call the fire brigade or the police because she couldn't get out of the flat because she was locked in there. We had another neighbour who made a homemade shotgun, which we found out from the police, like, if you've seen this guy, please don't approach him. We found out from them. What else did we have? We had drug dealers around the corner. There was a guy who used to stand on the street corner. There was a fight between a gang at one point where I lived, because they were basically on each other's turf. It was crazy. There was something else as well. Oh yeah, we moved out. We moved out of the flat because we wanted to improve our lives. There was a guy who moved in a couple of months after we moved out. He was found murdered in his front room 4 months later. The same front room that my computer stuff was in, the same front room that the screen was in, our front room. Yeah, they found him dead. Unalived, whatever you want to call it, just in case that I get a warning off YouTube or whatever like that. I don't think I can get a warning off YouTube if I say murdered, but yeah, I don't know the entire details of it, but it was in the news. Someone had been arrested on suspicion of murder. So yeah, like, unfortunate for him, you know, that's happened, but at the same time, it's like, for us, that could have been us, you know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those situations where I don't want to say I'm glad that I moved out. Well, I'm glad that I moved out because we no longer have to deal with the violence and everything that was going on, but at the same time, it's like, stuff happened, you know. I can't put it into words, but it's just crazy seeing your ex-flat that you used to live in not even a year after you moved out on the news because somebody has been unalived in the front room. Now you understand why I want to move away from my council estate. That's a nervous laugh, by the way. I'm not, you know, like, I do laugh a little bit when I'm nervous, so thinking back on, like, how we managed to get out of that place, and I wouldn't mind, the housing association that we were with wouldn't rehouse us when we complained and said we don't feel safe in the area. They just basically turned around to us and said, oh, you're, like, you're adequately housed. That's what they told us. Adequately housed. The exact words. And I just kind of sit there and went, that wasn't adequate housing. That wasn't safe. We even had gas pipes missing from the loft, and I had candles lit downstairs, and the gas man came in to turn on the gas, and he realised that there was something wrong with the gauge and didn't turn it on, and I'm so glad he didn't turn it on because the candles downstairs, you know what I mean? Like, and he opened the loft and it was just full of gas. That place was crazy. We found plant pots up there from a previous grow room as well, so... Okie dokie, so enough nattering about me. It is currently May 2026, if you're watching this in the future, hello. You'll notice from my very scruffy writing that I have right here that I have 2 videos going on per day, and I'm up to the 17th. Today is the 10th. So I am officially a week ahead of my YouTube scheduling. Now you'll notice as well that this is the 11th, so we are on the 10th, which is right here. Try to point through a phone. So usually what I do is I will take prior made videos, because I now have 2 seasons of Blender. I have a lot of videos to choose from. I have over 300 videos on my 1st season, and I also have over thingies there. And I also have what are we on? I think I'm near 200 videos on my season 2. We'll take a look at the channel. We'll see what we've got. But what I generally do is I take old videos and I start making shorts from them, and then those old videos are actually put onto Facebook. So my Facebook is actually a year behind my YouTube channel, primarily because I decided to make the Facebook later on. So what I generally do is I take 10 videos from my YouTube, and if I've got time I'll place them onto my Facebook. So eventually my Facebook will catch up to the YouTube channel, but at the moment it's like season 1. So Facebook is season 1, YouTube is season 2, and Facebook is catching up by 10 videos a day. Now, putting that into perspective, it's going to take a while, because last year with season 1 I did a video every single day apart from 1 month where I was just like super busy and I couldn't do it. For the 2nd year, this year, we are nearly up to halfway through the year, because it's May 10th, so it's 1 more month until the halfway of the year. I have made a video every single day, or at least 2 videos a day. So if I ask Google real quick so you guys can judge this, I'll show you what I mean by I am absolutely a machine when it comes to making YouTube content. So I'm going to just go ahead and quickly use my phone right here. Hold on. So let's see if I can get this. Okay, Google. Hello. Let's see if this works. I'm just trying to make this kind of make some noise so you guys can hear. What day is it today?
Today is Sunday.
Today is Sunday. See if I can turn this up. What day is it today? Come on. What day is it today?
Today is Sunday.
Right, you can kind of hear it. Okay, Google. Come on. If today was a number, what would the number of the day be for the year? So she's saying it's 130. So, hold on. This is my like really old phone. The screen's like really messed up on it. But this is as of Sunday. This is May 10th, 2026, which is today. We are 130 out of 365. So just keep that number in your head for one moment of 130. Okay, so this is season 1 of Blender right here, and we can see that we got up to tutorial 288. Now I didn't complete the entire year because I was a little bit busy at one point. So if we go over to here, we can see that those tutorials ended on the 31st of December 2025. Above this, season 2, episode 1 started on January 1st, 2026. Now, bearing in mind what Google just told us about the number 2, the date conundrum. So we are at 130 at the moment. So if I just go back to my content real quick and I'll show you which tutorial I'm currently up to. So we have May 10th, 2026 right here. And if I just go ahead and mosey on over, the tutorial for today is season 2, 155. Now, bearing in mind that we are at day 130. The last Blender tutorial that I created, which is for the future, which is scheduled, and that is scheduled on May 17th, is currently at 170. essentially I am 40 videos ahead of what I should be for the entire year. So having said that as well, obviously up to the 17th it's going to be a different date. So you know, at the minute it's the 10th, so we were at 1:30, it'll be 1:37, but at the same time today I'm going to be making more videos, and by the end of the week I'm probably going to surpass that anyway. So when it comes to YouTube, I am like practically an absolute machine on doing this. I'm very consistent. I like to post all the time. People say don't post all the time because it's not good for the algorithm, but I think if you've got a niche and you can get stuff out there, like, why not? I have seen people post like one video a month and they get like 80 views, compared to say like my one or two videos a day, and maybe I'll get like a shared 60 views or something like that. It's lower, but at the same time, at the end of the month, if you look at that, if somebody's like getting 80 views or something like that a week, or well, 80 views a month even, compared to my about 60 to 80 a day, it does add up at the end of the month. It's a lot more. So mine's going into the thousands where theirs stays at 80. So I don't know. It kind of depends on what you would like to do and your scheduling in regards to creating your YouTube channel, but it's totally up to you. I mean, like, I do this channel as a vlog. I do a Blender channel. I do an author channel because I've got 18 publications. You know, I'm actually still waiting for the library to open the digital portal so I can send them over, because you gotta send a copy. So yeah, I do different things on YouTube. It depends on the channel, it depends on the day, it depends on what I'm doing. The vlog here that I do on this channel, very easy because I just vlog my day when I've got time. The Blender channel is probably the most active. I do Blender and gaming, so they both kind of go hand in hand. Yeah, so I mean, it depends what you're doing with your channel, really. If you're looking for inspiration, they have actually a tab up here, which is, so you have your content tab here, and then it's just like the first tab, which is inspiration. So this, what it will do essentially is it will allow you, oh my gosh, I got that weird stuff going on. It will basically allow you to create like stuff. So if you like put in popular, for me, I'm looking for like architectural stuff. So this can kind of give me some idea of what I can do in my Blender. Also, it kind of picks up your niche as well. So it allows you to kind of experiment with that. The next thing that I would definitely say is Ask Studio. I'll show you that one. So I thought I'd show you this as well. So when I was saying like my equipment's broken and I'm having to like work for hours to get new stuff, this screen is actually broken as well. Like, I've got like a line of pixels missing. So that's something that I have to work with on a daily when I'm making YouTube. Anyway, so this is Ask Studio, and I've just like wrote a couple of things. So I've just put, hey Ask Studio, I'm currently helping people set up their YouTube channels on my vlog channel and showing people how you work. I'm currently showing them the stuff I use, so we'll see the reply on this. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, oh my gosh, hold on. I got like a motorbike in the background, people on mini mopeds and stuff outside of my house. Alright, so Ask Studio right here, it doesn't have a memory, so it won't be able to tell you what it spoke about in the last conversations, but basically if you keep a conversation going, then it kind of has some idea of what you want to do. So it's like, that's awesome, Rebecca, great to meet you. I'm Ask Studio and I'm excited to be part of your vlog and help your viewers get their channels off the ground as an AI creative partner right here on YouTube Studio. I am designed to help creators like you and your audience navigate the journey of building a channel, whether it's brainstorming ideas, diving into performance data, or figuring out what viewers are loving. I'm here to make progress smoother and more creative. So basically, this goes into brainstorming, performance deep dives, audience insights, XYZ. You can see my broken screen in the middle. This is what I deal with. yeah, on a white screen it's green. The little problem right here is green, and then on a regular screen it's like purple. So yeah, it basically does deep dives, audience insights, technical help, XYZ. So that is on the YouTube Studio. So YouTube Studio in the back of the app. Now, if you are, it depends. If you are working from a phone, you cannot ask Studio. Like, I don't know whether they're going to change it in the future, but Ask Studio is only available on desktop at the moment. So if you've got the YouTube app and you're trying to find it, like, it's probably not going to be there. I don't actually know how to access it, if it is accessible on the app, but I've never seen it before. So Ask Studio is primarily desktop PCs. So it will tell you different things. I've sat there with it in the past and I've asked it, how's my channel going? How's the analytics? What's working? What's not? And it's just basically give me an insight into my my views, my watch time, XYZ, everything that you need to know. I think the motorbikes are back. Are you hearing that? Like, you're gonna have to turn up the volume a little bit and go back, but like it's like oh my gosh, it's like a lawnmower. Like, I don't get it. I agree with people having the bikes, but you know, they are very loud and you can hear them. My windows are currently shut, so you know, yeah. Another reason why I want to move away, I would like to have maybe some soundproofing so that I can do my YouTube videos a little bit more cleaner. That would be great. My chair, as I said before, keeps going down, so trying to get my chair back up. Like, I start blooming tutorials at the top of the frame and then end up at the bottom of the frame because my blooming chair goes down. Okay, so speaking about the second-hand equipment and what you guys can have for your YouTube channel, or what you would like, or if you see something that just kind of appeals to you, what I would say is don't buy second-hand hard drives, because there's probably a reason why somebody's got rid of them. It's not just because they've got a bigger hard drive. I found that out the hard way. So I had a 6TB hard drive that was like just this amazing hard drive that I could go, right, okay, I can write a whole load of YouTube videos and I can publish them, and you know, I can store them all on this hard drive so that if I need them for future reference, I've got them right here, right? But this hard drive that I had broke down one day. This is a thing, right? So my area has a lot of power cuts, and it's primarily because the wiring in the main road that we have is like years old. It's from like the 50s or something like that, from whenever they installed it. And there was a breakage in one of the wires because when they were doing, I think it was like they were doing the new estate, so because there were so many trucks coming up and down the roads, they were actually like impacting on the roads and they were breaking them, potholes and all that kind of stuff. So the way that the wires were, they were close to the surface of the road, so they just broke. So we'd have these random power cuts just like out of the blue, and I had this second-hand hard drive that was running, and I was actually working on the PC at the time, like thankfully not recording anything, just like doing my own thing, and everything went out, and then when I turned my computer back on, the hard drive just wouldn't load in. The hard drive's working, the computer just can't recognize it, so something's gone wrong within that hard drive. I tried to get it repaired at a local place that advertised hard drive maintenance and repairs and stuff like that, and they turned around to me and they just said, like, unless you bought it from our store, we can't help you. So I'm constantly trying to like look for someone who can possibly bring it back to life, or at least like I'll do it when I'm older, you know. Well, I say when I'm older, but I'll do it later when I can like crack it open and take the discs out and try and fit it into a different chassis, see if that works. But talking about the discs on the inside. But yeah, I would advise solid state drives. Solid state drives, they're a little bit more pricey, but they last longer than the regular drives. The amount of regular drives that I've seen broken over my lifetime is horrendous. I think the only way that you can break a solid state drive is by snapping it. So you know, it depends on what you want and what you can afford, but I would definitely get a large hard drive to store your stuff on. And if you don't have a large hard drive to store your stuff on, and you need to continuously delete things so that you can get new videos on there or whatever, and you can save stuff, you can do that. But what I would say is like that's up to you. It's kind of a risk, but you can go to YouTube and re-download the videos that you've uploaded prior. So as long as those videos exist on YouTube, you can get them back on your PC. But another thing, they will be a little bit less in quality than what they were when you uploaded them, because obviously you got to think of upload speeds and stuff like that, and you might not get the same quality back as you originally put forward. So that's something that you have to take into consideration at least. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start a few projects, because at this point I need to be making stuff. I got something to do on Tuesday, so I need some videos made, and I want to make sure that I'm at least a couple of weeks or a month ahead of scheduling. So yeah, I'm going to go set up some stuff, and I will show you afterwards how I'm uploading, what I'm doing, XYZ, so you guys can kind of get a feel on thumbnails and stuff. And then I'll introduce you to Carita, which is also an open source kind of photo editor kind of thing, where I do my thumbnails and stuff. So yeah, I'll show you that as well. So I'm going to get on with making a project, and then I will get back to you. Okay, so we're going to start with this, and by the magic of video editing, and it's done. So I've just been doing that video for 2 hours, and I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is gone. Like, I've just been sat there going like, and then you need to put this in this place and this in this place and extrude this to this, and like, I don't talk a lot during the day, so my voice is probably like really bad right now. Probably gonna like watch this in the future and just go like, oh my gosh, like it went that bad. So yeah, I'm gonna go rest, and I'm gonna upload this video for you beforehand and basically show you what I do, but like, oh my gosh. Alright, so essentially you just want to go ahead and drag and drop into here, and then I have an automated kind of description and stuff, and then this will tell you which one, which tutorial it's on basically. So you just gotta put a number after the hashtag.